Haha, you can't
Hello,
tell.
hello, and welcome to Bricks of Bits episode 69. Our guest this week is Penn from Penn Plays. How are you doing, Penn?
Hiya. I'm doing pretty good. How about you guys?
Well, that's good. The apocalypse is
Good.
near, so we're all just kind of running around like chickens with our head cut off.
Pretty
Feels like,
much.
at least. How's Greg?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing a lot of counting now to figure out how many of my videos got flagged.
Yeah, so we'll get to that soon. But we do have a sponsor this week. Maladaptive Films has very kindly sponsored us. Maladaptive Films is a stop-motion animation YouTube channel that brings all your favorite toys to life, from Lego Star Wars to plastic army men to Transformers. Watch the epic battles between everything in our toy box. Check out the channel to see our latest animation, Fortnite in a Nutshell, which I personally watched and really did enjoy. The animation is like stupid smooth. I'm showing it on screen now, but I'll stop it so that you have to go to his channel to watch the rest, of course. Follow along as we release update videos and chronicle our production of Toy Warfare Ambush. That sounds interesting. Toy Warfare Ambush. Going to be quite a mix of toys, I would assume, in that one. So, yeah, definitely
No,
check
I
out.
saw the-
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say I saw the Fortnite in a nutshell, and it's so smooth. Like the animation on here is incredible. So
Yeah, it looks like
check it out.
60 FPS, like it's stupid smooth. So yeah, check him out, Maladaptive Films. Thank you very much to Maladaptive Films for sponsoring this podcast. So, back to our topics at hand. We should have a rather filled podcast this week with the YouTube Coppa stuff. That'll probably be a tentpole topic this week. But yeah, our guest this week is Penn from Penn Plays. He wanted to be on this episode because the number is apparently very special to him. So here he
It's
is.
a very nice, well-rounded number.
Yeah. So so for people that don't know, because your YouTube channel is just about to hit 100 subs, probably, assuming it doesn't disappear. Who
Yeah.
are you? What do you do?
So I am a longtime Lego fan that just loves Lego in general, and I want to share my collection with everybody. And one of the things that I wanted to start to do was share off my minifigure collection. I have quite a lot of minifigures to go through, and I wanted to share them with the world of those who might not have some of the older minifigures and such that I have amassed throughout the years. And I spin around a turntable, film them, put them on the internet. Hope people will enjoy.
Yeah, I like that sentiment. Like, I just make videos and put them on the internet. Like, it's so simple. Like,
Yeah.
that's literally all it is. And then people get upset with you sometimes. But yeah, I mean, you have a pretty like straightforward channel as far as I can tell. Just all minifigs spinning in circles, and they're all about a
At
minute
least right.
long. Except some are a little bit more and a little bit less. Do you ever like get mad if you're off by a couple seconds or?
Typically, if it's under a minute, I feel that I might have either spun it too fast or I've not allowed enough time for people to enjoy the detail of the minifigures.
Now, what about this? An automated spinner that spins them for you at the correct amount of time so that you can't spin them too fast.
Well, I would look into that if I was willing to invest in that right now, which, is always a possibility.
Right.
But for now, I'm working with what I have, and it works pretty okay. I think I have the timing down pretty much now, but by the time that I'll have it down is the time that I'll invest, and it will just be moot, knowing me.
Yeah, fair enough. And also, if you buy a motorized spinner, then you've made yourself obsolete, and you'd have to fire yourself.
Basically.
Yeah, so
That's how
what
the
would happen.
Terminators take over.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
So do you see yourself just doing minifig turnarounds for eternity, or are you gonna like brand? Because I see like you go back and you have some stuff with Lego sets, but like, are you ever gonna go back to that, or do you think you just like turning minifigs in circles?
So the minifigure turnarounds are definitely like more of a bread and butter type content, and then adding additional sort of collector themed type videos as I go along here.
Yeah.
I've only really just kind of started dabbling in it, so I really don't have much to show on that. I did do some speed builds initially. That was the channel. What was what I initially did my channel with and such, and I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
I felt like I was forced to build a Lego set, and it's like, okay, yeah.
I sympathize. Like, I thought speed builds would be like the best thing to do ever. Like, some of the speed build videos that you see on the internet get millions of views, which is just stupid money when you think about it. And I was kind of drawn in by that. Like, to be honest, I don't think it's
Me too.
I don't think it's hard to say. I don't think it's easy to say anyone that sees that and like wants to do a speed build is wrong for that. But like, I basically building out in the garage under bright lights on a white background was just not ideal. That I don't know how, like, for people that are like, oh, speed builds are easy content, like no, it's actually kind of a pain sometimes, and it becomes very annoying.
It is, especially if you don't record until the night before and you're pressed for time and you don't start until 11 p.m. and you need to get to sleep by
that's
self-imposed.
self-imposed.
That's
all
on me.
That's self-imposed scheduling. I'm just talking about actually like having to build it in a certain environment that's not ideal for me personally.
Yes, I can definitely feel the whole heat issues and such. And then also, as someone that I know that Just Too Good will understand this, the anonymity of the person, that was definitely something that was difficult to work with, though.
Right.
You could see me in the video, of course, but you could like see my face and such, and it just kind of felt like I had to keep myself out of the frame. It became a little bit strenuous as opposed to enjoyable.
Yeah, and I see you build on kind of like an off-white table, and I feel like I'm kind of alone on an island here, but you don't have eye floaters, do you? Like,
I have a scar on my eye.
A scar on your eye. What is that?
Yes. So basically, well, quick story time. As a little kid, my brother threw a carpet square at my head, and it happened to scratch the cornea of my eye.
Ooh.
So I have this layer, like this dead, like eye floater skin thing that's on my eye that occasionally will drift into my vision. So I technically do, and then I just have general eye floaters as well.
Yeah.
But I've more learned to ignore it as opposed to having it take control, because it started off when I was really, really young after the fact. So it just kind of grew out of it. I suppose.
I mean, I would have to wear one, maybe sometimes two pairs of sunglasses while building. Like, it was just not fun to do speed builds. So I kind of walked away from that. And then, because I was so dead set on like having to do it on the white background, and then I did it a little while on a table, like in my table in my room, and then I'm just like, it's not worth it. So speed builds are nice, kind of easy videos to make, like as far as like you're kind of already building the thing, but the production part of it is kind of annoying. It makes building a Lego set not fun sometimes, and if I'm gonna build a Lego set, I want to have fun with it. So
that's true. I only speed built once. It was for the collaboration I had with Warner Bros. Recently, and I did not like speed building. And I told them, I'm like, you sure you want this footage in? Because it originally didn't have any of the speed building footage. And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, well. And just the footage, I had to Frankenstein it so hard because it was like crap when I recorded it. Because you got to make sure you have the good right angle at all points. And like, so that was a learning experience.
Oh yeah. Speaking of the angle, like my camera would be in front of me, so I kind of had to work around it. Yeah, it was not ideal. Absolutely not ideal.
Yeah, I don't like watching them. I don't like making them. So yeah.
Yeah, and I will. Well, we'll get into it later. But yeah, I don't. It was never the type of video I would personally watch. So
it does get passionate though.
What was that, Greg?
You got to be passionate about what you're doing, because it's so hard to stay consistent at something if you don't love it.
That's true.
Probably what you found.
So true.
And Penn is passionate at turning minifigs in circles. At least for the last 3 months, 5 months.
147 videos so far.
Yeah. No, that is dedication for sure. I mean, I feel like I used to do something somewhat similar with. I had a channel called Minifigure Reviewer, and that is long dead. But it would be more. I would talk about the figure. I don't even remember what I would say about it. I'd be like, "Wow, nice torso printing. The lines on here are exceptional." I don't know. Yeah, it's cool.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, exactly. But I did that like 4 or 5 years ago.
I remember when I first started, I was like, "Oh, I can make videos of me just reviewing minifigures, and I can talk about them." And I found out that I just like doing the sets more, because those are like super short videos, and I like short videos but not too short. But that was my experience reviewing minifigures.
Yeah.
Greg,
Greg, you've never
point of short and sweet.
You've never done a speed build?
Yeah, I'm not really into speed builds. I don't like watching them. I don't really like making stuff like that.
You got to do one.
Nah.
Got to do one. It's
not my thing.
We're gonna have a bet one of these days.
The closest I've gotten is like during one of my videos where like we do the whole process of a set. I'll do like a time lapse of the build, but that's about it. It's not like a video within itself. It's just like a small section of it.
Yeah. I mean, some people, because I had made it. No, oh, yeah. Should we move on to the Coppa thing? I don't know, because I was kind of like blurring the line here. But basically, I had made it known that I kind of want to do away with M&R builds and kind of rebrand that channel. So people were like, "Oh, you should put the speed builds in your reviews." And I'm like, no, I just don't want to do speed builds. like, no, I don't.
I'll be honest. I think like I watched your Brickheads Halloween video, and that was my least favorite part of the video was when you sat there and built it.
No, I agree. I think it takes away from
cut
the
that
video.
out. I think it would have been a better video without.
But that's
it.
why it was a pilot video. Like I kind of wanted to see what it was like, because I don't typically do that. So it's kind of like let's see what sticks with this. But yeah, I agree. The speed build stuff, like I don't understand where that fits in a review, because unless like the only part of like the building aspect that I would maybe even show is like if I found one particular building technique very interesting during the process. Otherwise, I don't see the point in showing anything of the building.
Right.
So, I mean, maybe it would be good B-roll at some point, but again, the speed builds, depending on how fast you make it, can be 5-10 minutes, so it doesn't really work to show the whole thing. And then, it just kind of makes it, it ruins the review, in my opinion, for the most part.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't know. So Coppa? Should we talk about Coppa? It's just looming over. It's looming over. I think we have to, right? So
it's not a fun topic.
So is it yesterday, Tuesday? We're recording this Wednesday, November 13th. So if anything big happens between now and Sunday when the podcast goes live, don't comment that we missed it, because we did it on purpose. Anyway, yesterday, I don't know, during the afternoon, I saw some like Instagram posts about how like the YouTube had finally told us like which videos are gonna be marked as for kids and which ones aren't gonna be marked for kids. I promptly called up Greg and told him this was happening. I went on my channel and I had looked, and I was pretty happy with the results of it. I at least in my more recent videos, it was maybe like a 10% rate, but if you go back, Greg was counting his. I counted 1,000 videos. My last 1,000 YouTube videos on my main channel at least. And about 25% of those videos were marked. So there's definitely some weird ones on there, like Stranger Things review, like things that just shouldn't be there. So things that should be able to be ironed out. I don't know. Greg, I was wondering what your count came to.
Mine's worse than yours. I did 500 videos. I went back to my last 500, and I have 301 out of 500 that were marked.
That is a substantially larger percentage. That's what, 60%?
A part of me thought maybe it was just because Clark's in these videos, and it seems to be like just the ones that have him in there are flagged. So I decided that what I would do is go back further to see like what was it like pre-Clark, and they still hit me on a bunch of videos where there was like a close-up of the set in the thumbnail. So I don't know if that's why your reviews are getting hit too, because obviously like there was no kids in that video. It was just like me showing a Lego set or reviewing it or whatever. So I don't know what's safe and what isn't at this point.
So something I thought about here, speaking of reviews specifically, if you frame your review like as like this is for the parents to shop for the kids type of review, that would be acceptable, like 100%, right? That's just a product review. I mean, I think they're fine as they are, but like you could go the extra step and do something like that, in my opinion, and then you're like, this review is for parents to see what they should buy for kids, and clearly the video is not for kids. It's for their parents to see what's good.
But is YouTube just looking at that? Are they looking at the thumbnail and the content of the video, and they're like, this is a close-up of a toy, therefore it's for kids?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that definitely plays a role in it with the like automated algorithm. But again, YouTube said that it's up to you first whether your videos are for kids or not. Like that's what they said, and then like after that, if there's any issues, they might come to you or whatever. But it's
obviously they kind of like gauged it already for you. Like this is what we think is for kids. You can change that. Yeah. I think a lot of people are going to go on the side of my stuff's not for kids, and I think that algorithm is going to kick in harder as time goes by, and it's going to make it so you probably can't change it, or they're going to come down with like the final decision on a lot of these. Or maybe they'll do nothing, because essentially what YouTube has done is taken all responsibility off of themselves with this, and it's all on you as the creator to determine this.
Yeah, and
what I don't like is that they could while it's up to us to determine, they have the final say. So let's say they decide one of our videos are not for kid or are for kids. They mention like that you could be like sued for like a certain amount of money or something like that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
$42,000.
Yeah, all the
from
sensationalist people are going around.
From like a legal standpoint.
I know, but I don't. Here's the thing: I don't really trust YouTube 100% of the time because their automated system and everything like that has screwed me over before, and I don't want this to happen again. Where they say, "Oh, actually, that is a kids channel." They take away all my features, and I try fighting back, and it's YouTube, so they probably won't even respond. You know, which that's the concern I have with this whole situation. Okay, because then if I have to pay that much money, I mean, I don't. That's
so what I want to say about this is the big thing that a lot of people are throwing around that I just find to be incredibly ridiculous. People are going around saying, "Oh, you're gonna get fined $42,000 a video. You're gonna get fined. You're gonna get fined." To get fined $42,000, it's got to be a real egregious I can't even imagine a scenario where somebody would be fined that. Like how bad would it have to be that?
Well,
you know what I mean? Like,
this is a new rule, right?
I know, but
so how do you know how bad it has to be or anything like that?
That's fair, but you would have to end up in court over this too. Like, to be like, that's what it says. Like, you would, like, in a court you could be fined that much money. Like, I think a judge, like, I feel like a judge might even just throw out the case in some cases.
Here's the deal: they're not gonna fine everyone. They're gonna pick an example of somebody that's really big. That's me.
May I make a suggestion?
Very clear. Yeah, we all know
Ryan's toy review.
He doesn't need AdSense money. He's fine. But,
You're right. He doesn't.
They're gonna find somebody that's violating this and use them as an example in the same way that they did when people were downloading music illegally. They would find one person like the massive amount of money to scare everyone else. Essentially, they're not gonna take everybody in their gram to court for $42,000.
Per video.
That's true, though. That's true.
You couldn't police it. It'd be impossible.
Yeah, I think,
and especially when everything is as vague as it is, because it's really up to your discretion and what you think your audience is and who you think's watching. It's so difficult, and they still don't even give you a very clear guidelines as to what's a kid's video. Like, for me, I feel like they flagged a lot of mine just because a kid is in my videos, which it maybe is one of the things, but it doesn't necessarily make it a kid's video. I don't know.
Right? Yeah, I got.
Problem here,
go ahead, Ben. Sorry.
A real big problem that I think here is that they offer a yes or no question. They don't give you the option to choose that this is a family video. This is for adults only. This is for collectors. It's always, is this for kids? Yes or no. That's where this is kind of an issue for me, because it's like my answer would be no, because it's for everyone. I should have that as an option there.
Right.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
The problem is they family friendly now equates to being made for kids, unfortunately.
Hey, I mean, I've always been against that term. I hate those words are like nails on chalkboard. Family friendly. Ugh.
I would say that most Lego channels fall under that, though.
Yeah, which is fine. Like, I understand that. Like, I make my videos like so that anybody can watch, right? Like, I'm not out there just cursing and running amok, like committing crimes type stuff, right? Like, that's not part of anybody's channel on here, really, so that it makes sense that anybody can watch it. But the point is that it's not made for a 4-year-old. It's not, I'm Bob the Builder, and today we're gonna build a doghouse, and you use like just brain dead simple vocab for
12-year-olds.
Yeah, but do 12-year-olds make up 95% of my audience? No. I would bet maybe 10%. Like, let's see. Like, did you guys do a poll to see how old your audience is? I feel like I did it on I did it on a video on like a card, so I don't know which video that was on, but here, let's see. David Hall did a poll today on his channel, and he asked like how old his audience was. Hold on, I'm trying to pull it up. I'll tell you guys what it said. And Greg, you should probably do one too. That would probably be just like on your community tab, maybe even right now, so we can see. But David did a poll with 2.5 thousand votes now. Above 13 or older, 96% is what people voted. So I just don't see a ton of super young people watching. Like, I don't think I don't know what a 5-year-old would watch most my videos, like where I'm talking and stuff is happening. Like, what could a 5-year-old take away from that, you know?
Yeah, I think the biggest chunk of our audiences are like teenagers.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the case.
Tween teenage.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Tween is technically 12. So
it's true, but
that's
that's around the age where kids start getting their own mobile devices and such.
Mm-hmm.
And first thing they gravitate is towards, oh, what do I always watch? YouTube. Well, now I have the ability to comment on there because they're circumventing the rules. But
mm-hmm. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and I mean at that point it's the parents' fault, but the parents don't care, and that's, I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know what I don't know why that's our fault and why that's a thing, but I don't understand why the comments get taken away and everything. That's the part I really don't get. Like, is that part of the law that I'm just missing? Like, I don't know.
Have you ever gone on like a kids those like counting videos or whatever?
Which is the point. Like, this is really about the kids videos.
I know those. I know what
you're talking
the comments
about,
are like, but no, the comments are usually just like numbers or like gibberish because it's just like probably like a 5-year-old typing on the thing. Like,
all right, we're gonna do a little test here. I just typed in counting to 3 on YouTube search. I pulled up the first video here. 5.4 million views. Who knew? The money is counting. I should do a counting to 4 video. And it's 1 minute and 53 seconds. How long does it take you to count to 3? Oh my god. Okay. Anyway, let's click on this. Let's see the comments. Counting to 3. Oh, it's a counting song for kids. Our daughter won't eat unless Pancake Manor is on. We're not proud, however, very thankful. Cheers, you guys. Okay, the comments on this are very, very not like crazy.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Usually I see just numbers and like you.
Change it to latest. Don't do top, do latest.
That's probably. Oh god, is this gonna be bad? Let's see. Newest first. I learned to count. Thank you.
Oh shoot! There you go.
Happy face. We have a minus sign. We have some weird symbols. We have a comment that literally has nothing. We got a very good. We got an ML. We got an emoji.
There you go.
It's a random letter. Yeah, I feel you. Yep. Yeah, I found it. And I'm sure there's.
But the reason they're removing comments is because there was also like another scandal or something where bad people were using
way
content.
Overblown and ridiculous.
Exactly. Preaching to the choir.
But YouTube got fined money, so they got to pin the blame on us instead because they can't get rid of their huge audience. Oh no siree.
It's like the adpocalypse. That was another knee-jerk reaction, but whatever.
Mark II, oh boy. Boogaloo.
So yeah, I wanted to talk about we all have Penn, you just have the one channel, right?
I have the one channel, yes.
Okay, so we all have multiple channels, so it all kind of gives us, well, except Penn, it kind of gives us like a view of like what different videos and kind of slightly different genres would look like. And so for me personally, I went to like my vlog channel, and I think 1 or maybe 2 videos on my vlog channel got marked by YouTube, and that's out of maybe 130 videos, something like that. So my vlog channel, I just marked it as not for kids and went on with my day. Like, that one is definitely a-okay. Like, it's literally my life, so I'm fine with that one. Like, any type of vlog content like that seems to be fine. Again, I have no idea why it wouldn't be, but like again, why would a 7-year-old watch that? I just don't know. But my builds channel was just slammed with like 95% of videos being marked, so that one's a lost cause. We're gonna be salvaging that and changing the channel. Deleting all the videos. We're going for a fresh look on that one. So
have you gotten a lot of good suggestions? Because I know in your video you asked for some.
Yeah, I probably want to do like a straight Star Wars channel. That's what I'm thinking.
Do it.
I really think that would be fun for me. And yeah, that's the one I'm really looking at. But I don't know, maybe what else would there be to do? I could do like YouTuber, like a general YouTuber stuff type channel. Like, I don't know. Not iDubbbz, but
really
like just like a YouTuber's channel where you just do stuff, if that makes sense. Like William Osman type, like just weird, like a YouTuber's channel where you just do. I don't know how else to put it. Like you just do.
Yeah,
stuff
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
Get a weird tacky thing and try it out in front of your friend who also is doing it with you. You know, get millions and millions of views from that.
Yeah, exactly. You just make entertaining videos about whatever random crap you do because it's fun. Exactly. That's exactly it. Something like that.
I'm just amazed you would make that like a separate channel. You could just put on your main channel, you know?
Well,
Sounds like
I want my
content for
main
kids.
channel to be. I want my main channel to be Lego stuff, and then this other channel would be like not Lego stuff and whatever it is. So,
Fair.
I would rather separate it. That's kind of what I had been doing with like vlogs and gaming stuff and speed builds until now. So that's gone now. Justin, did you look at any of your other channels or just your main one?
I looked at, I think Just Two Food got a couple hit, and
I mean,
my
children
mom's channel-
eat food too.
I know, right? What the heck?
You are liable. $42,000.
No, but my mom's channel got like, I think half of her videos got hit, aka one of the two. So
What percentage of yours got hit, Justin, on your main channel?
It was a good 25 from the first 3 pages I looked at. It was like 2 or 3 pages, and then I was just like, well, crap, I'm screwed. And then I marked my channel as not a kid-friendly channel or whatever the heck the other option was. And then in the morning, everything was fixed. I'm like, whew, maybe I overreacted a bit.
So you saw 25 on the first 3 pages.
25%. So I would say
25%.
Yeah. So about, I'm just eyeballing it, but every probably, how many do they have per page? Like 20 to 25 per page. So like
it's 30, but I changed mine
30.
to 50.
Okay. So like, about every 5 videos, there was one and some clumped together. It wasn't the worst thing, but still very concerning,
Yeah, I mean, so let's say worse. Well, actually, I did want to. So Greg probably has it worse than either of us or any of us.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
Just because of having a kid in your videos apparently is, it already puts you in the crosshairs pretty much. So now I need to look at my videos and kind of determine like what exactly makes it a kid's video. Like if I'm documenting my experience and my life with my son, that to me is I'm making these videos essentially for myself, but putting them out to the world. My audience isn't 5-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 13-year-olds. It could be anybody, but it's hard to say.
What do you think your audience is primarily made of? What age?
It's probably younger on that because we do a lot of like Thomas and Friends stuff and like toy stuff. So obviously those videos, I'm fine with that. But if it's like me documenting my day and like picking my son up from school and we go do something, I don't necessarily feel like that's intended for kids. In the same way that Ryan's videos with him documenting his day, whether it's Lego or non-Lego related, is made for kids,
Yeah, I see.
Yeah,
it's hard to say.
the vlog channel. I mean, I would think that would be okay, Greg, because like my vlog channel.
But they have
didn't
a stipulation in there,
touched.
and I don't know how this applies, but it says it can be considered made for kids if you have child actors or child models.
But then
in the
there's
video.
the thing that says just because it has a kid in it doesn't make it for kids. Like that's
well, obviously YouTube thinks that because like on my vlog channel, it's like it got hit probably like 80% of the videos on there, I would say.
Oof.
Yeah, that is a lot of percents.
So they're obviously seeing something there, and say I switch them all over and then I say these aren't kid things going forward, and they look at my channel like, wait a minute, you are blatantly lying here. I don't want to lose my entire channel because of that. Then the one thing that we haven't talked about, and I don't think anyone has talked about, is we don't know how bad the ad revenue is going to be from these videos. Obviously, they're still monetized, right? Like I hear people talking about like using their First Amendment right. It's like you can still make the videos, you can still have them out there, you can still make money from them. You just don't know if it's going to be like a 10% deduction, 50% deduction, 90% deduction. There's still going to be money, and I still believe there's going to be advertisers that want to be in front of what are most likely kids' videos.
Well, also, I'm worried. Are they going to change up the advertisements for our videos? Will they not put things aimed towards younger kids?
My biggest concern with anything with this is that if they see these videos on your channel that are like that, are they going to be less likely to suggest your videos or recommend your videos to other people because they're not making as much money off of them? So really having videos flagged like this could be even worse than the deduction that you take or the reduction in income. It could be the fact that YouTube just stops pushing your channel at all.
Yeah, that's very concerning. But think about how many popular channels aren't kid channels, I hope that's just any meaning that they won't affect us too much.
Well, think about how many channels fall into my category, which is like family vlogs that are probably all getting hit in the same way that I am.
Yeah, I mean,
like,
there's some stupid big family vlog channels. Like what, Greg, how many subs does Greg's World have?
290,000, something like that.
Yeah, I mean
That's tiny for a
yeah.
vlog.
I was gonna say that's small potatoes compared to what else is out there. You know, the behemoths just sitting out there, millions and millions and millions.
Yeah.
I kind of think a lot of people centralize it to themselves too. Like I think you worry too much. Like, oh, YouTube's gonna come right after me, or the government's gonna bring me to court. Like, there's just so many channels. Like, I don't think that's like a realistic fear.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, the worst thing that could happen, I suppose, is like you flag your videos as not made for kids, and then if they see that you're abusing that, apparently, then they could potentially there could be consequences to
and the
that,
way
which
I
we're not
see
entirely sure.
what I think they're really talking about when abusing that is the channels where it's like animations and counting to 3, and they say they're not for kids, but they actually clearly are. Like I really think that's what they're like. This is what I've been thinking the whole time, is that that's what they're really looking at and talking about.
I think ultimately what YouTube wants out of this is to take the responsibility off of them and put it onto the creator. That's where the whole fining thing comes in, and why they say you know your audience best. They want you to click that button and use to say that it's this or that. And then when there's a problem with it, it's not YouTube's problem, it's your problem because you were the one that selected the thing.
And, well, that being said, perhaps it's in your best interest to do a poll now. Ask your audience how old they are, if they're 13 and over, or if they're 12 and under. And then basically say you get a very what would be a favorable result, say 95% are 13 and up, then that's probably good standing for you to say it's not for kids, that you're not intending it for kids and kids aren't watching it. Like that's I think that's pretty easy to say like that. You know what I mean?
I mean, you know what most kids are doing anyway. Like you're never going to actually see it in the data because kids are watching.
That's the thing, because people will look at their YouTube, because YouTube's data of like ages, like YouTube's data, where they'll tell you your demographics. 13 to 17 is where it starts. So you can't look at that and be like, oh yeah, the main people that watch my channel are 13 to 17, so it's 8. No, you have to do like a poll and like ask them, because that the actual YouTube demographic data doesn't mean crap in this case, because it's irrelevant. It just doesn't matter. Right. It's inaccurate. So
then how do they know then? How do they really know that kids are watching these things?
Well, the way I think it would work, and so you're running a targeted ad. I mean, you would know what percentage of ads are like, we're running a lot of Barbie doll ads on this video. So it must be a lot of, and you're targeting them, they're targeted Barbie doll ads. You're like, oh, so it must be a lot of 4 to 7-year-old girls watching this video or whatever. You know what I mean? That would be probably a good indicator if all the ads are targeted like that, to know who's watching when you don't actually know who's watching, if that makes sense. So
yeah, I think ultimately we need to like tell people, especially if you're a creator, don't get too worked up about this until January rolls around and you start seeing the revenue and see the difference in that. And even that, like, I think there may be like a period, and I'm prepared for this, like a period where things are kind of not so good, but I think things are going to work their way out. I just think that's what's going to be. And I think it's going to take some pivoting by channels. Like I already see things that I could do to make things better, but until you know that you're actually doomed, I don't want to see, I hate to see people that are all like, I'm done, I'm quitting, or like this is the end of YouTube.
There's a lot of that. It's a lot of
I just like you don't know how bad it's going to be. Like you might still make 80% of your income. I mean, you're not going to have notifications or comments, but it's like, if you're doing it for a living, it may not be terrible. But I've seen people say it could be 60 to 90% reduction. And I don't know where they're getting those figures from, but
with this whole thing, first off, I'm glad they're starting in January. That's very nice of them, because they started now, I think we'd all be super sad. But no, with this thing, I want, when YouTube does something that I think a lot of us are not in favor of this, even though some of us are, I feel like it's good to speak up, because I thought they didn't listen, but they listened with that verification badge thing. And to me, that was the least of our problems, because they introduced and forced this new YouTube Studio on us. They even used it for this update, which is absolute shit. It sucks. I'm sorry.
Whoa!
It's garbage.
Hey, there's 10-year-olds listening to this, man.
I know.
You're getting a gold star for that one.
Thank you. I needed to say it because hopefully this brings attention. The new YouTube studio sucks. It's so bad, and they're forcing it on us. They literally forced it on us to view which of our videos are for kids or whatever.
Yeah, I don't blame them. I mean, they're getting rid of the old one. It's time to move. I know I like the old studio too.
Literally, I know, but this is something that it loads so slow. It takes extra steps to do things that were super easy to do before, and things like that motivate me to make less videos, honestly, upload less videos. Just saying, that's an important thing, you know?
And forcing you to give your opinion when you want to change over to the classic version too, which is like, no, just take me over to the classic version.
Exactly.
Don't default back to the new version when I've done uploading the video, please.
Exactly.
Set our preferences and keep them.
That's so when I saw that verification thing where people were complaining about that and it changed, I'm like, I guess we got to be louder to YouTube. I don't know how they listen to that, but they're not going to listen to the YouTube studio complaints, and they might not even listen to some of the concerns we have with this change. You know, I don't know, just ticks me off. YouTube.
I hear you, man.
You know?
So I'm checking my M&R Games channel. I hadn't checked it. None of my Lego Movie 2 gameplay is marked. I have a couple of Fortnite videos. None of them are marked, and none of my Call of Duty videos are marked. So maybe I'll just go hard on M&R Games. But
I'm really curious how the whole gaming world is going to change too, because a lot of the stuff that kids like to watch are Let's Play videos where they just watch people play video games all day because they don't have the video games that all the people are playing.
Yeah, like when I went searching for information on this, like between yesterday and today, there were a lot of like Roblox players that were freaking out because obviously like they're kind of like adults that are playing this game that's very clearly meant for kids, and they're worried about what's going to happen. Some of them, I guess, are just jumping ship.
Talking about Roblox, there was a guy in the Lego community that now has a Roblox channel. This is from years and years ago. I had talked to him a couple times. He was someone that I had kind of forgotten about, and I found Ross knows who he is. Maybe it was Graham. You guys didn't meet Graham, but Graham was on the podcast with just me and Patrick. And I think Graham had brought this to my attention like a year ago. This guy is like a pretty big Roblox YouTuber. He's got maybe like 500,000-600,000 subs in Roblox world. And I kind of wonder where he's at on this. I need to remember his name and go find that out now that you mentioned Roblox. But yeah, that's definitely one. I mean, the thing with Roblox is like I don't know if I said this during the recording or not, but Roblox is one of those games that's like probably definitely for kids, but you could make adult oriented content or like at least teenager content with it.
Here's the thing, I don't play Roblox, so like somebody might say, oh, Lego is definitely for kids, but I can't really say that. Maybe it is for adults, I don't know.
But Roblox is, I mean, my little cousin plays Roblox and he's been playing
my little cousin plays with Lego.
Yes, that's true, but Roblox regained its popularity within the elementary schools recently, I think. So that's the deal with that.
It's also really interesting too because all of their content is also user generated as well, aside from a couple things that they might do. Like every single game you see on there is actually made by a group of people who exist as a separate entity from Roblox, but build it within Roblox.
Exactly, you know.
It's very interesting.
Of course, we have a friend who works on Roblox stuff.
Oh yeah,
exactly. So I don't know. I wonder how the Roblox YouTubers are going to deal with it, and then maybe we could
or the
take some notes
Minecraft
from them.
YouTubers.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of those.
So to kind of wrap on Coppa, I wanted to ask what changes all of you guys might make to combat this or kind of make yourself safe, I guess would be the line of thinking.
Changes. I'm just gonna mark my videos. I'm gonna mark my channel as, you know, not kid friendly.
And cross your fingers.
Maybe I'll swear a little more. Again, I've been swearing a little more. So basically, damn, ass, and hell. That's it. Nothing worse. Nothing more. But that's it. I mean, I'm not even gonna do that often.
Earlier.
I did say that. That was a one-time thing because
I mean, YouTube. We could make it worse.
I wouldn't use that
something else, but you know.
Yeah,
we'll leave it at that.
Exactly.
So you're not going to change much. You're going to continue with everything you're doing now, like you'll review.
Yeah, and even then, I don't even need to swear every video. I think we all overreacted a little bit yesterday. I mean, probably not you and Ash, and you guys were level-headed, but I think for good reason for some ways. But also, it's not as bad as I once thought. So yeah, I don't need to change much, if anything. I'm just hoping that they take my word when I mark it as a channel that's not explicitly for kids.
Right.
Exactly. So that's where I'm at.
Greg, I know you're kind of in flux, but are you going to make any changes, or are you
Yeah,
sure?
actually, like I'm kind of like you, Ryan, where you're talking about this. You were making some changes that you've been wanting to make anyway, and there's some things that I want to do. Obviously, I'd probably need to make more solo videos without Clark, especially
Right.
like haul videos, because sometimes I'll have him there with me, and I think that's just like an instant flag. So if I do maybe some more solo things, and I've been wanting to do more like creative things, like artistic things, like mocks, and I could start a Lego city, which wouldn't necessarily be made for kids, maybe more like documenting my experience with that. I think if you I've noticed like with the thumbnails, even in videos where you heavily feature yourself, and I think this is why you've been in the clear so much, Ryan. Like if you're actually on video or on camera and you're an adult dude, I feel like that
Maybe I
almost
should
clear
keep the mustache.
it clears you almost, and like I
It
think I
detects
can
the
do more of that.
stash.
And I don't know. I like I said, I'm waiting till January to see exactly what happens, and maybe even not even January, maybe like way later into next year. I'm fully prepared to just keep doing a lot of what I'm doing, and if it's marked for kids, so be it. I want to see how the revenue works out, and if that isn't working out, I may need to do something different. But I still want to make the content that's true to me, which is like my vlog channel. I'm not going to change that just because of this. I may have to
Right.
put it on, may have to do like a Patreon thing. I might have to put most of my content there and do like a trailer on YouTube that's like, here's like the highlights of this week. If you want to see everything that happened, go over to Patreon. And I hate to do that because I know there's a lot of people that love that kind of like the content we do that either can't afford it or don't have money or whatever. But when it comes down to this being your career, and if it's going to be completely shut down or mostly shut down, I think you're going to see a lot of people doing similar things. Either that or you're going to see a lot of people doing like sponsorships on YouTube like you see these days too.
Yeah,
But
we're gonna have to.
I don't want to do that
We're
either.
gonna have
Like
to
it's
up the bricks and bits ad rate.
there's just I don't think there's a real good way to deal with this other than just kind of see how things go and just kind of wait it out. I think the worst thing you can do is just freak out right now because nothing essentially has happened yet.
Yeah. So yeah. So it seems like Greg might make the most major changes potentially.
I mean, I most have to. If you're talking about 60% of my videos,
Oh yeah.
YouTube is kind of saying like these are made for kids, even though it's probably just because Clark's in the video. If that's the thing I have to change, which is the thing I don't want to change because I still want to share
Clark
like
is
art.
a adult. He's a little person.
He's my uncle.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like I still want to
He
share
just looks
our
young.
experience. I want to share our experience, but if it comes down to me just like recording it and not posting it or posting it and like it being a reduced revenue or whatever, so be it. This is what I want to do.
Right. And
not everything can be about money, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, say theoretically you lose 50% of the money from it or the ad rate. Well, what if you just work a little harder and put yourself in a good position, and all of a sudden you're getting 50% more views, and nothing ever changed.
Exactly. Like say you make 50%
too.
less on like a Lego vlog like we do where we share our experience with it. But then I do a commentary video on like something that came out, like is Brickatech buying it? I could just do that. That video would be completely in the clear, and I think I could just keep doing what I'm doing. I think that's the best thing I can do.
So some of the changes I want to make are like things that I should just be doing anyway. I'm gonna stay away from younger audience themes like Toy Story 4, Lego Movie 2, Lego Friends, probably Lego City. Like maybe building a Lego City is okay, but Lego City is a kids theme in my opinion. But like I'll still do Star Wars. I'm gonna probably do a lot more architecture, creator expert. I really want to get into Technic now. Like I'll do things with like the Technic Liber if I would like theoretically a big Technic set comes out next year that has all these remote controls and stuff. I'll buy it and do stuff with that, and that would be fun for me, I think. And I'll get more into that, I'm sure, with when I like learn how to use those things and make videos with them would be fun. Maybe some Speed Champions, definitely like one-off themes like Stranger Things, Lego Originals for sure, and then some ideas sets would probably be the umbrella, which I would cover under. Anything else is just kind of too much potentially on the edge where I don't want to mess with it and maybe have YouTube come knocking on the door. Just not gonna risk that. So I'll just basically change out some of the themes that I do now and try something new, which sounds fun. And then on top of that, I'll introduce I'll probably do more commentary videos than I do now, like just add in more stuff that's like, one-off rant videos about random topics. And then I really want to do this series where I do like a documentary style video that's like 15 minutes long about whatever given topic about Lego or the history of Lego. More so I've wanted to dive into and learn more about the company, so I thought that would be kind of fun. So you just stole my idea.
I know, man.
I said it first. All right.
I've said it before.
Fight.
I'm gonna need a timestamp in a video.
All right, I could literally, the first video I ever uploaded on this channel was called The Brick Historian. It was uploaded December 2011.
Is that gonna be your name?
The Brick Historian. It was going to be my main series where I'd look at various topics of Lego.
Oh, well, it's defunct, so it doesn't count.
You said you wanted a timestamp. I got you that time.
I didn't hear a timestamp. I heard the name of a video.
I can show you visible proof.
Call your lawyer.
I'll make it public.
I'll see you in court. I know a guy. we're gonna sue you into the ground.
Like flashes to that convention where you got served. It's like
that. Dude, what if I did that as a joke to somebody for like if they ever the spit bricks? Oh, did you see? I showed you that the haunted Lego brick. He copied that.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
That was so terrible. Why would you do that? Just damn. I'll see you in court.
We're gonna.
I'll make some changes to kind of I think professionalize my channel maybe is the right term, and kind of just I don't know, make it a little bit better in my opinion. And I'll read a dictionary maybe one of these days, add some more high vocabulary words, SAT words, is that a thing, right? And then
SAT words.
Yeah, and then that'll be good because 4-year-olds don't understand big words, and that's
evoke the prowess of your linguistical skills.
What he said.
So. Oh, I want to ask you guys something. Maybe I haven't researched this enough, but you were talking about making different channels for different types of content. If you flag too many videos as kid friendly or whatever, like say 80% of your videos are that, does YouTube hit your entire channel with consequences, or is this a video by video basis?
Yeah, I think it's always been a video by video basis, unless now that they've given you the option, you want to pick the option that you just want to surrender your whole channel. I think,
but I've heard people saying they won't be able to live stream anymore. They won't have a community tab. They won't have this and that. And I'm like, I thought this was just a video by video thing, and your channel essentially.
If you click the yes, my whole channel is for kids thing.
Oh, okay, okay, I gotcha.
Because there's the 3 options. It's like yes, everything, no, nothing, or some of the time. So
we'll rely on the algorithm.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to have to do in my case, because it's like I am not someone who is monetized, but I want to see what the algorithm thinks what content would be for kids, to see if it becomes a consistent thing where if it has to be, I can choose, well, these ones will be for kids and these ones won't be, because that will encourage me to make even more content, which thank goodness I could always use a push. But basically that's what I'll be doing through this window that we have with the algorithm, but without the penalties, because the penalties don't go into effect and even sort of sense until January. So
yeah, and
the whole penalty thing, it's like who's to say? Like if you're like, I don't intend for that to be viewed by kids, but maybe kids liked it. You know, there's some things that are very clear. Like I have videos that are just about like Thomas trains. That's fine. But it's like when you're sharing your day with your son, that isn't necessarily made for, 6-year-olds to watch.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. YouTube has a history of screwing people over for what they interpret as one thing, and it really isn't. But
who makes that determination, and who said?
Like, YouTube themselves.
It's supposedly it's up to you, and then say the FTC comes and says we're giving you a $42,000 fine. Be like, well, this wasn't intended for kids. Can you verify that 5-year-olds are watching this? They probably can't.
Exactly.
Especially when they look at the demographics and it says all my viewers are between 25 and 32 because it's kids on their mom's device. Like
exactly.
Like who's to say?
Yeah.
That's why I don't know if this was the best course of action by them.
It's not going to be enforceable. It just isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really have enjoyed watching the overreaction of people, and then I'm just like, guys, that's not how it works. This is not happening. Like, y'all are crazy. But it's almost not worth my energy. I don't know. I try to spread the good word, but it is what it is. You try your best. Yeah, big thing. It's I'm glad that this has happened now. That we kind of like, because I was kind of dreading the next couple months of not knowing, And yesterday, I hear it, and then I'm listening to the Three Little Birds song, like, don't worry about a thing, every little thing's gonna be all right. Like, I was very happy after I knew yesterday that, like, it wasn't 90% of my videos that, that was the worst case scenario, like, that everybody feared, is that it was gonna be just terrible. But it seems like it's not terrible, at least for myself and maybe Justin. I know Greg's got to deal with his stuff, but yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Again, it's still 2 months away until anything actually happens, but this is a good, like, warning shot, I guess, if that's what you want to call it.
Yeah, I do applaud them for actually doing it this way instead of on January 1st just being like, hey, you guys are all screwed. Thanks.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was heading towards, and I was worried that that's what it was going to be, because you said your YouTube guy was going to tell you how bad your channel would be affected, and then that kind of never happened, and it was just like, oh crap, like this is just gonna happen, like no one's gonna know anything, and then it's just gonna happen. So yeah, I mean, it's a good thing that they did this 2 months ahead of time. I applaud that as well. I think it's a good way to put it.
Keeps us from a hashtag rip YouTube scenario again.
I hate that, dude. That's just like, people just go around throwing that around like crazy. Like, YouTube is dead. Like, it's awful. I hate to see. YouTube is an awesome platform, and I just don't understand why so many people decide they hate it. Like, everybody loves watching YouTube videos. You might not like YouTube as a company and some of the things they do, but I think it's undeniable that YouTube has created an incredible platform that, like, millions and billions of people enjoy. I just don't think you can argue with that. So,
well, I mean, just because it's great doesn't mean it doesn't have flaws.
I think it's great for content and for people that want to be entertained, but as a creator, I think YouTube is garbage. They are the worst at communicating anything to you, and every time they do something or something happens, the creators are the ones that get punished heavily. Even if it's like even my channel, like if it's pedophiles watching videos, they remove all your comments. How about you just get rid of the pedophiles, remove their accounts? But every single thing that comes up is like a punch to the face of every creator on this platform.
They're like the teacher that, like, one student screws up and then they punish the whole class. Like,
I mean, there's part of me that wishes there was another platform, which there never will be, because
I don't think another platform is the way to go. I like YouTube. It's fine.
No, but it would be nice if there was some competition. That way, creators, if they wanted to be like, they want to pull the ninja and go over to Mixer, that'd be nice. If
I was going to say.
But then you have to build your audience there, or you have to upload your videos in two places. Like, I think YouTube being the one thing is great. But if enough people were
fired up about it, people would move. People will go somewhere else. But YouTube is so expensive to run. I think only a company like Google could really do what they do.
To counter that, though, having all of the audience in one place for you as a creator is a great thing.
Not if you're not being treated right as a creator. And I think that's probably why, like, the ninja situation happened. And I think he's probably pulling a lot of people over. I mean, I don't know.
I don't
know anything about it other than the fact that he did that, and I thought that'd be nice for that to happen in online video as well, in the way it is for live streaming.
Yeah,
I have to agree with Greg as a bit of a bystander to all of us, technically.
Think about how crappy the Xbox One would be if PlayStation 4 didn't exist.
That's
Xbox One is YouTube without competition.
Okay, this is what I want YouTube to do, and it's what Mixer does. This is my solution that I've had in my mind. I looked up Ninja Mixer because I was going to go on his channel and see how many viewers he had. If you guys click on this on the Discord chat, I just sent it on, at least on desktop is what I have it pulled up on, showing my screen now. It says this stream is for mature audience only. Please continue. If you're eligible to view this content, then you check the box and press watch. This means I'm not signed into Mixer. I don't have a Mixer account, I don't think. Maybe I made one a while ago, but I'm not signed into Mixer on this computer at all. So it's prompting me to say that I am above whatever maturity level thing. YouTube should have a thing where when you go to youtube.com or any youtube.com link, it pops up on your screen and says, confirm you're 13 or up, otherwise go to the YouTube Kids app. That is the simplest solution, I think, right? Like,
and we wouldn't even be having this conversation tonight.
Exactly. This would be so easy.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. They do. Because you have to start a Google account.
Not to just watch YouTube videos. Not to just go on YouTube. That's my point. I'm just going on Mixer and watching Ninja stream. If I want to go on YouTube and just watch Greg's YouTube video, I can just do that. There's no barrier to entry. On Mixer, you at least have to click and confirm that you're 18 up. Otherwise, it's on you. Like, if you're 12 years old, it's your fault that you're being tracked by the government or by YouTube. Like, that should be I don't know why that's not the thing. That would make so much sense.
They're just avoiding the consensus of it all, and that's kind of part of the problem, because it's not our fault that kids are watching our content that's not meant for them. It's their fault for not complying with the law and having their parents be sure that they're doing that as well. Right. That's not our responsibility.
I feel like the worst part about this is I know that I definitely have some people that watch my videos that are like 9, 10, 11 years old. I've met them at conventions, and I don't want to. I don't want them to. I know this is like buried in a 1-hour podcast, but like I don't want them to feel like we don't like them or we don't want them to watch our videos or anything like that, because that's not the case.
No.
But it's just a real terrible situation all around. So I just hope they understand that this isn't about them specifically, and it's not personally about them. It's like it's just the YouTube and the government, and I don't know. It's all just super complicated, and nobody likes it except nobody likes it.
Nobody but YouTube likes it.
YouTube doesn't like it. That's not true. YouTube does not like this. I guarantee YouTube did not like giving the government $200 million or whatever they gave them. They did not like that. I promise you.
The whole reason why they're referring to us. That's all.
Yeah.
They don't want to get.
They don't like this. I guarantee it. They don't want to have to do this.
Dude, that money they paid was like you paying like a $5 parking ticket.
I don't know.
They're Google. It's
a
$5 parking ticket.
Right, but they don't. You still don't want to pay your $5. I don't like. I've never gotten a ticket, but I wouldn't like just paying somebody $5 for whatever. You know. So YouTube doesn't like this. I'm sure they don't.
No, they're losing money. Of course they don't like this, because you know who's watching all the videos? You know why Greg's World has 290,000 subscribers? Because of kids, and kids are making them bank, and now kids aren't going to be making them bank. So I'm sure they don't like this.
Or maybe they're doing this because they still want their kids to make the bank, and that's how they plan on retaining them instead of going after the parents or just shutting them out entirely. Because both those other options just take them out of it.
Well, no, you just click you go on a website and you say that you just click yes. I mean, kids are gonna lie about it, so it doesn't matter. that's the point. Them. Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing. So we shouldn't be responsible for it.
Exactly.
Which is why this is poo poo.
I mean, what
poo poo?
yeah. I don't know. All right, that's Coppa. Any final words on that?
I'm so done with Coppa.
It's so weird, like looking through my videos. It's so weird how some are selected and some aren't when they're essentially the same video. Like I make a Halloween video every year. One's made for kids, one's not made for kids. It's like, what am I supposed to select now? You know, it's so dumb.
I have 144 episodes of the same exact thing, and only a third of, about 40% of them got marked. They're all the same thing.
Exactly.
How is you're the perfect example of how broken it is.
Because it's an algorithm. It's a computer.
Over and over. And wow,
it's learning. Which, be scared of that too, because if it learns, then we're all screwed.
Yeah.
All right, next topic. This is public because somebody. I don't know, one of the news Lego websites posted this, so it's public. Kim Thompson fired, or I guess fired is not the right term because we don't know that for sure, but Lego Conspiracy, LegoConspiracies.com assumes. Kim Thompson is just no longer part of the Lego Ambassador Network. He does not oversee it anymore. That's what was kind of posted to the LAN apparently. So that's that, which is crazy to me because I just got in the LAN, so that I was... Yeah,
it's sad to hear. I love Kim, and I want to meet him in person sometime.
Wait, well, I mean, if you would go to a goddamn Lego convention. This was not on his own accord. There's not a chance. No.
How unfortunate.
But yeah, I mean, we don't know what the reasoning behind it is, but yeah, Kim is not in the land. I met him at Brick Fair couple years ago, Justin. He was a really nice guy. I enjoyed my conversation with him very much, and I was hoping he would be at the last Brick Fair, but he wasn't. So yeah, you gotta get out of your house.
Because a lot of us know Kim. Yeah, I know, man. I know.
Well, that's another Bricks and Bits guest waiting to happen.
Well, that would be fun to have him on. Honestly,
that would be a good guest. Yeah, he'd be like Kevin.
All right, book him.
Yeah, maybe I'll reach out to him and see how he would feel about that. I don't know. I don't know if he's been completely unemployed by Lego or if he's just not the leader of the LAN, because it's kind of worded like it where you could interpret it different ways. So I'm not sure, but it's kind of sad because Kim's not part of the LAN anymore. Because I was just kind of like, I thought he would just be the LAN guy when I joined the LAN, and now like I literally joined like a week ago.
I don't know what they're gonna do.
The LAN guy. Well, here's my idea. It's a vacated spot, right? I should be the LAN guy. I'm gonna start a campaign.
Oh my!
Maybe you could, Greg. You're probably more responsible than me. You could probably be the LAN leader.
They don't even want me in the LAN.
The LAN leader. I love it.
The landlord.
Oh, gosh.
The landlord.
The landlord.
Landlord's perfect.
Oh
That's
my
perfect.
god!
That's
Copyright
perfect.
that quickly.
The
That was my idea. Timestamp that.
Right.
Let it be known.
Oh man.
I love that. The landlord.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, that's crazy though. That Kim's just not part of the LAN anymore. So the LAN has no leadership. It's basically on fire right now.
You're acting like there's no moderators or anything. There's a bunch of
everyone
mods.
says they're gonna go to Mega Blocks now. It's gone wild, guys. That's all I can confirm at this time. Yeah,
Right.
it's just that's nuts though. That's as they say in baseball, I think. Yeah, it's baseball, right? He gone. So
Is that what they say in baseball? All right.
yeah, when you get struck out, like he gone. So
You gone?
yeah, that's the LAN will be changing in some ways. I don't know who the person would be now though. So we'll wait and see, I guess.
There's
But
some potentials, you know.
you reapplied, right, Greg?
I did. Yeah.
Was Kim pro or against you getting in LAN, or was it what feeling did you get?
Kim
At
was
least?
all about it. Kim invited me to reapply and said he doesn't see any issues with me getting approved. Everything's going to be good. And I thought, okay, under Kim, like he's going to see this. We'll be good to go. Now, no Kim. The new guy's going to
Now
like, who's
that
this Brickatech guy? I'm out. And he's going to I don't know.
The
We'll
flip
see.
side of that is, you get off on the right foot with the new guy or girl, I suppose, or robot. Who
We'll
knows?
see.
They might try something drastic.
The algorithm.
The
Langorithm.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's what all of us is building up to.
That's 2 LAN puns in one podcast. But yeah, I'm very much looking like now that I'm in the LAN, like I'm very much looking forward to how it pans out. Like I've made my first couple posts now, and it's
I know you
now-
put
now
some
fun,
high quality
so-
effort into it. I mean, I over here I just made like 1 sentence posts every once in a
like,
while. You know,
I agree with Ryan. it's like
Just like, yeah,
well
that's it.
said.
I endorse
yeah.
yeah.
I will cause terror to land come the day that happens. Let me tell you what.
Oh shoot!
You'll see me everywhere.
Oh my gosh!
about
More active than
things.
you were on your. Yeah. there you
Oh,
go.
it'll be like the early days of Eurobricks for me all over again.
Okay, so another quick topic here. Lego at the Macy's Day Parade. It never hit me that Lego, like like at least as a kid I would watch the Macy's Day Parade, and I try to watch it when I'm up early enough in my modern life, but usually I'm not, so I kind of miss it because it's like 9 a.m. Come on, who's got time for that? But yeah, it's a fun event, and I used to like watching it when I was younger, and I was awake at 9 a.m. So it never hit me though that Lego didn't have a Macy's Day Parade. It never like occurred to me that they should, and now they're going to, which is awesome. Did they used to have one? I
They had one.
When
See,
did
I
they?
never
Have
like
2002.
2002, 2003, they had one. I remember specifically watching the parade specifically to see it and was very disappointed when they gave it only like 1 or 2 seconds worth of screen time and then moved over to a performance that I didn't give a darn about.
That's interesting that they had it during those years because those were some really bad years for Lego.
It was a make and create float, which I have gripes with them doing
see
a
if I can
float this
find
year,
it.
personally, to be completely honest.
It's for the rebuild
I mean,
the
I
world
do-
thing though, which makes sense. Like it's for a good cause, I guess. Like they're go ahead, sorry.
I understand that, but then when you think about how much money had to go into planning this, setting it up, getting it all developed and all that kind of such, and you think about all the areas that people have been complaining about when it comes to their manufacturing and such, which small little things, but they're quality things that have changed and degraded over time, you would think that that money would have been more useful elsewhere than making a big float that they'll use once and never again.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, can't they reuse it? They can't reuse it.
I am sure they can. I don't know.
They
Yeah,
can.
people do SpongeBob and stuff, or Barney. Like I think Barney actually got ripped. I remember watching that video. But like different
That was,
floats
like,
you see
ages
year
ago.
after year. So I think it's something that they might plan to use year over year.
Especially if they bring back this campaign for sure, but that
and I think it's a different budget. This is like advertising budget.
Yeah,
True.
I don't think it's
They
fair
could-
to look at it and be like, hey, why don't they just spend all of their money on manufacturing because
Sure.
it needs to be better and nothing else can have money spent on until this is like I don't think that's a fair way to criticize it, but I just think it's cool that they have a float because I just never occurred to me that they should have a float, and then the news came out that they would have a float, and I was like, oh, nice. Maybe I'll try to wake up.
Why isn't it all colorful though? I have the picture up right now. It's like half of it's white and half of it's in color.
Well, because the world is being rebuilt into color.
Oh,
that has nothing to do with the Rebuild the World campaign, though.
Or they took half the money for paint and put it towards manufacturing, or they used the paint on the minifig heads that were a little bit faded. Those are my new conspiracy, LarryConspiracies.com.
Oh my gosh.
It's a faded print on the float. Ha 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 ha.
Gotta actually start that. Oh, that's beautiful. That it would be cool if they actually built it out of Lego one time. That would be the way to go.
You know how heavy that thing would be?
Who cares?
That's true though.
They could build it. Yeah. They built the X-wing.
Awesome.
The X-wing's big, but it would have to be bigger than that. So no, it wouldn't work.
The thing is, though, the big quote-unquote bricks that they used to assemble those larger size models are almost entirely hollow and then snap together a little bit. They're not completely solid chunks, which, depending on the build, of course. I think the X-Wing one was like a full statue and everything. So
I thought that most of the things are like actually built with real Lego bricks, like as they are. I don't think.
Well, yeah, they are, but it's like I'm thinking more of like the in the mall build events where like they have kids build like a rectangle, 3 layers of that, and then layer it off the top.
No, those are all real Lego bricks. Like
no, I know, that's
like
what
the
I'm saying.
Millennium Falcon thing.
That's what I'm saying. It's still made out of Lego,
right?
But the bricks themselves that you assemble, that the kids will assemble with the Lego pieces, they're hollow on the inside, and when they get put into the larger model, that helps alleviate some of the weight.
Well, yeah, they wouldn't have you make a solid block. That makes sense.
Which they could.
I thought you were saying they had like specialized Lego pieces that are hollow inside. And I was like, no, I don't think they make them. I'm missing.
I want some of that if they did.
Yeah. I don't know.
Build a house out of it.
Okay, I got some Lego Store Black Friday deals for y'all, real quick. Just see if y'all are interested, because I got the new late holiday 2019 catalog today, even though I just got one 2 weeks ago. So the Lego has a Black Friday so big it starts on Monday, November 25th. Nothing makes me hate a company more than starting Black Friday not on Black Friday and still calling it Black Friday. Stop. just stop.
Doesn't every company do that at this point?
Yes, so I hate every company.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Hot take. So the pre Black Friday sale will be on select items only on sale at Lego stores and Lego.com from Monday, November 25th to Thursday, November 28th. We're not sure what the items will be, but there will be a pre-sale, so that's kind of an interesting thing that's going to be happening. And then there's going to be new deals every day starting on Black Friday through December 2nd, so like I guess the 5 days Black Friday and thereafter. The more important deals I want to talk about is the Christmas tree. That's $120 you got to spend for that. And the Batmobile, which is actually going to come out on release with the big Batmobile, which is really good news because I thought they were going to go the Droid Boost route and screw everybody out of the Droid Boost set that bought it like to begin with. So that's good. I'm just not sure if you can stack the Christmas tree at the Batmobile. Do you guys know? Or
I'd imagine you could.
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, if it's only with the Batmobile proper that you get the Batmobile,
no.
It would make sense that you would also get the Christmas tree with it.
So the Christmas tree in the fine print says cannot be applied to previous purchases or combined with any other discount, offer, or free gift. So it seems like they're not going to let you stack them, which makes sense. It's too good a deal, but I also feel like if you're just in the store, they might hand them both to you.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of them will follow that.
If you go to the store, odds are is that you'll probably end up getting both anyway because Lego stores are cool that way.
Yeah, but we'll see if it allows you to stack online. I guess that would be kind of interesting. But I don't know. This catalog doesn't have anything else that's very interesting. I just thought some of the promos that are upcoming are interesting. They just haven't announced like the actual Black Friday sales per se.
There was a postcard that did go around though that had a couple other things that was listed on there.
Like
that
what?
the Brick fan shared. Let me pull it up in the chat here real fast. I know to locate it real fast here. It was there's like this little surfer van thing that starts like day of. It's an in-store only thing with a purchase of $50 or more.
Huh.
Let me see here. Get the link real fast.
Yeah, I didn't see that in here.
I'll send that your way.
Yeah, it's a cute little polybag. I do want that one.
Is it a polybag though, or is this going to be another Droid Boost set where it's just Lego
See through.
logo just tacked on the monthly mini build bag and calling it good? Very last minute feeling.
Is it a polybag? It's probably a that's tough.
I don't know. It's really hard to tell.
I agree. It is hard to tell. Speaking of Droid Boost, Greg, your package is in the mail as of yesterday. Should be there by Friday at your PO box. So
thank you.
Keep your eye out. Finally got it done.
Awesome.
So Droid Boost on. You never bought the actual boost set, right?
I didn't. Not that one.
Unbelievable.
The baby boost.
You would have. It would have been a bad. Like honestly, you would have enjoyed it for 3 hours and then never touched it again like me. So it's probably.
We bought the original boost, and it was really disappointing for me. I bought a second one on clearance, sold it today. So yeah, I'm kind of out on boost, but I like that little poly bag.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Polybag's cool. So it's coming to your house
Thank
or
you.
your PO box. Can we talk about that?
What?
The final topic.
No.
Can't. Okay, I wasn't sure. So I had written that I was gonna. Okay, yeah. All right. Anyway,
Not yet.
did we watch Mandalorian?
I did.
I did.
You did, Penn?
I did, yes.
Okay, Greg.
But did we all watch it though?
No, I didn't watch it, but you guys can talk.
Greg, you're fired. We're finding a new host that will watch Mandalorian.
That's
Are
fine.
you going to watch it, Greg?
Maybe one of these days.
Okay. Then
I didn't
let's
sign
not
up for-
spoil anything. Let's not spoil.
You can
No,
spoil it. Go
here's
ahead.
the thing though. Because by the
There's
time
not.
that
I mean,
this
it's
episode
episode
comes
1.
out,
There's not too much to spoil.
Chapter 2 will already be out.
Oh yeah.
And Chapter 1 spoilers are not going to be as important than later in the season's spoilers, technically. Because it is just setting the stage as opposed to...
Yeah. No,
Like,
okay.
what's gonna be
Greg seems
important
okay
there,
with
so-
it, and it's only episode 1, so we'll get him hooked.
Well,
Greg,
there's basically
you
one
have to watch it.
spoilery
It's so
part,
good.
you know.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
kind of a
we'll
big
stay away
deal,
from
all
the end
things
part.
considered, but you know...
We'll stay away from that.
Okay, I was
I
just
think
gonna
everyone's
say.
had a good enough warning at this point. So
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to be the unpopular opinion. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't really like it that much
It's in
until
episode 1.
the reveal. You know, the reveal that we can't spoil.
Of
That
Just
is
Too-
the most
Baby Just Too
interesting
Good?
part. Oh yeah, that's the most interesting part to me. I didn't care about the Mandalorian character.
Oh really?
You know, I thought he was
I thought
like.
he was
didn't-
awesome. He was so badass, but he was also like not perfect. Like he was taking some hits, and then he was bailed out by the IG-88 droid, which was the most. That might be like a top 5, or for teenagers, so badass thing I've seen in Star Wars. Like that droid just comes in gunning, spinning around in circles, like
That was cool.
Like
yeah,
We have
spinning in
never seen
circles
an
and
IG
shooting
droid
just
in action,
everything
though.
like crazy. It was
that was
so
cool. And that was one of the ones because that effect looked really cool. Was that? Do you think that was practical or like a CGI?
What effect?
Thing is completely
You know,
CGI.
You think he was?
Oh,
Complete.
there's no way that
Really?
thing was real.
There's no way he's
Yeah.
That one looked the best out of the CGI effects because the little walkie thingies looked awful in my opinion. But there was some
to
cool
stuff like that. I just enjoyed it
because it looks fake to me.
Well,
you know?
it's not a real thing to begin with, so
I know, but that's
how
the
can you
charm
decide
of
what looks
some of these-
fake?
I'll tell you because
maybe in
some of
Star
these
Wars
did look
things just
real.
look like that.
I know, no, but when they go with certain practical
I
effects,
know.
to me they look real. Like the little guy, the Ugnaught, right? Was he a
Hmm.
Ugnaught, or am I wrong in
What's an
assuming
Ugnaught?
that?
Ugnaught. What color
He's
is
the
he?
dude with the jowls and the beard, the I have spoken guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah.
those are those Ugnaughts? Am I saying that right? It's the
Ugnaught?
people of Cloud City. Ugnaughts.
Ugnaughts are the usual.
Yeah.
That's what I hear at least.
Yeah. So
I
that guy, they used like makeup or something on him, and it looked real in my
Well, it's
opinion.
because he's a person.
Yeah,
He is a
I
person.
like it better like that than I don't know the
What do you want a dog to wear a giant fat costume?
something.
Like,
Just,
what do you
but,
want?
but here's the thing: they did it in the original movies. They like, for example, what are they called? The ones in Tatooine in the original movies, the big ones.
Douchebag?
Yeah, those were made. Those weren't CGI.
Yeah,
You know?
I don't know. I mean, again, I don't.
So
look into
my
that
whole
stuff
feeling
too
though
much.
is that it looked kind of cheap to me, which they were hyping it up to make it seem like it was like movie quality or whatever.
I thought
And
it was...
yeah, this is just my 2 cents. And also, I felt like everything went super fast. They were like this planet, this planet, this planet. I didn't have time to breathe, get to know the character.
Well,
We'll get to know the seasons. Yeah,
like you're gonna have plenty of time.
I
to
know.
Get to
I'm
know
just
the
saying
character.
that if they don't,
Yes.
I know. I'm just saying if they, 5 episodes or 3 to 5 episodes, if nothing else interests me than this one twist and the occasional Mandalorian lore, which they had that in there, and I was like, ooh, that's interesting. I want to hear more of that. I won't be there for these multiple seasons. So.
I liked the opening bar scene, and then like the blue guy. That's like the blue guy had quite a personality, and then eventually like he's trying to escape the ship, and then he gets frozen in carbonite. So that was pretty good.
That was a cool scene. That was actually a cool scene when
I liked the music too. I thought that the different music was kind of fun.
Dude, the music was a standout. I love the music and
the electronic meets classic Western meets.
Yeah, that was
violins.
The soundtrack, and that guy, I think he composed Black Panther, and that was one of the standouts of Black Panther for me, like the soundtrack.
Yeah.
So yeah, it shows. I mean, it was fantastic. It's one of my favorite parts of the show.
I do gotta say regarding the CG though, is that do you really want every single creature to be uncanny valley levels of photorealistic Peter Cushing, Grand Moff Tarkin in Rogue One?
Well,
do you really want it to be that?
Well, why would they don't need to do that, right? I mean,
they don't need to do that, but when it comes to the realism, when it comes to the creatures and such, I do agree that it should be practical whenever they can. But whenever it comes to weird, beastie alien creatures, you kind of want it to be unbelievable because you don't want to scare people.
I mean, these are weird creatures. I mean, they're not supposed to be friendly, I thought like, worrying about scaring people. If you're saying little kids or something like that, another thing I felt was that even though they were hyping this up, this is a dark adult show or whatever.
It's rated PG.
I know and it felt like that. It was like
really.
It felt like at points they cut away from people dying at certain times. Where I'm like, okay, wait, did they die? And I don't like that. I was like, I was hoping this would be a little bit more.
I mean,
adult.
I didn't know it was rated PG-13. I watched it and I was like, "This is
PG. It's not PG-13. It's PG."
No,
I said rated PG.
No, that's what I meant. I said I didn't know it was rated PG. At least that's what I meant to say. But like I watched it, and it felt like a gritty like adult Star Wars. So I mean, even though I guess it's rated PG, I was okay with it. Like I didn't feel like it was Rebels or Resistance where it's like.
I mean, at least the Quorum got cut in half.
What?
Oh yeah, they did have that. They did start with that.
It is implied that the Quorum got cut in half.
Yeah, I mean that's enough for me. I don't want to see the guy cut in half. Like
no, I understand that. Yeah, it's just it felt like at other point.
The implication is fun enough. So I don't know.
It gave me a very Rebels feel. I mean, I didn't watch the Clone Wars, but I did watch a bit of Rebels. And I don't know.
Monsters.
I watched a fair bit of it. So definitely.
You need to get past the first 10 episodes of the first season, which is
I watched
for most people.
What I did was we watched this. I didn't even watch the first season. I think I watched like the second and third season. Or are we talking about Rebels or Clone Wars?
Rebels.
Yeah. I think I watched the second and like third season. How many seasons were there?
There are 4, and they're all on Disney Plus, so you have no excuse.
Yeah, exactly. So I watched those like parts of those like big chunks of episodes like arcs because that was around the time. I think when around Rogue One was coming out or something, we had this class and what I would do in there. But yeah,
there's implication that it would tie into it and such. I do want to point out though, specifically with the Mandalorian lore that they went and put into the Mandalorian. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Mandalorian Mercs Guild. They're like the guys that dress up in the whole Mandalorian costumes for like special events and stuff in real life.
Yeah,
I'm not familiar with them.
They're much like the 501st Legion with the clone troopers and the generic Star Wars characters that go to special events and stuff that are like a nonprofit organization. It's the exact same thing.
I see.
One of the big things about what they do is the quote unquote forging of their armor. That is very much a very, very big deal for the people that develop these costumes for their own characters and such. So the fact that in The Mandalorian proper, the TV show, they actually put a lot of focus on how much that the actual characters care about how their armor is, what it's made of, how it looks, very much is a parallel to that and an
Oh, that's
appreciation of
awesome.
what they do. And
That
I
is actually really cool.
really like they take that extra mile for it.
That is cool. No, that's I didn't even know that. Wow.
I also got to say, the spoiler thing, it's one of those things where even though it kind of sets up the series, it asks a question that we have been told we were not supposed to get an answer to. It is implying that we're at least going to get something
Exactly.
regarding it. And there is another character that's featured in the story that I'll point out after the show, since I don't spoil people because it's probably going to lead into other things, that would imply exactly what's going on here. And it's got me really, really excited.
See, I watched them and I didn't look up anything after, but I probably should have, because it seems like there's a lot of things that little Easter eggs and things like that for setup.
They're bridging a gap here, because it's like they're not close enough to the Age of Resistance to really imply stuff from that, but they're still close enough post Empire to still have some like extra effects of what's happened through that, and maybe even some lingering effects of the Clone Wars, which, judging by the trailers, we're probably going to see some stuff regarding that, which I appreciate. But
all right,
all about my Star Wars lore.
Yeah, you're probably more knowledgeable than I am. But that's one of the reasons I want to start a new channel just about Star Wars, kind of, is so that I can learn more stuff for myself in the process of making videos about it. So I thought that might be helpful in a lot of aspects.
And hey, if you do a Star Wars podcast, I'm around.
Yeah,
there you go. Or you got your first guess.
Outsmart me. All right, Penn, where can people find you?
So I'm kind of all over the internet. On Instagram, I'm Penn Plays Insta. On Twitter, I'm at PennKid11. On YouTube, I'm Penn Plays. It's usually a mixture. It's of anywhere I go, you either find me under any of those names, except for probably the Instagram one, because there's just the one.
Gotta get your branding down. You gotta change everything to be one thing.
I tried my best to do that, but for the websites that don't allow it, that's where you see where it's still the PennKid11. But my brand is still there. The logo is still there to imply that, hey, that's me. So.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, you can check him out. He'll be linked down below. Any final words, Justin or Greg?
We didn't even get to discuss Nintendo stuff, Dang it. Because Penn over here, he's a huge Nintendo fan. So we go back and forth. All right. May I ask? All right, Greg, did you get Luigi's Mansion 3?
Yeah.
Oh, what'd you think of it? How far are you, man?
We're not super far into it. We played it maybe 1 or 2 nights. My son's been playing this racing game that he really loves, so he's been taking over the Switch. But I like it so far.
Yeah, did you play the original?
Yeah, we had it for GameCube. The only one I didn't play was the one for 3DS. Is that what
that's the worst one.
It's not as good.
Didn't play it.
It's not as good.
How about you, Penn? Did you get Luigi's Mansion?
I own it, but I will not play it until I've beaten Legend of Zelda. And I have been slacking on that. I am really behind on that, and I probably.
Which one? Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening. Yeah, I finished Breath of the Wild ages ago. Ages ago. I want to replay it again. Heck, I loved it so much.
Yeah, that's one I want to finish, but I never got really far in it. Mario Odyssey was more of my early Switch game jam. That one
game as well.
I got 500. Yeah, but all right. We can't have too much Nintendo talk. So,
we could have Sonic the Hedgehog talk instead.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
The new trailer.
The new trailer. Well,
I didn't watch the trailer. I just saw the pictures of it, and I was like, I guess it looks better, but I'm not gonna. I was never gonna watch the movie anyway. I didn't care, but
that's the thing. The movie isn't even gonna probably be good. I mean, the trailer jokes were awful. So I don't know how this fixes it, but all right,
Here's the thing, though. They thought so much about it that they got the guy that did the character designs for the comic books that Sonic has now, as well as the guy who designed the characters for that animated series that they did to alongside Sonic Mania, the Sonic Mania adventures.
Oh, Tyson something? That guy. Yes. Yeah, I love that guy.
He's the guy who spearheaded the new design for Sonic.
Really? Oh, good.
Yes,
good for them.
Which is the whole reason why it looks as good as it does.
Yeah, and I'm still waiting for Sonic Mania 2. Come on, Sega.
You mean Sonic Mania Plus?
No, that doesn't count. That was like what, a little bit of a. They added Angel Island, but then the only other thing they did was put those two characters in that I didn't really care about, and then change up the scenery in some levels. Like, come on, I want more levels. Give me new levels. Come on.
Sure. Give it time. They'll make their own original game here sometime soon with how successful that is.
Yeah, hopefully. But we'll see. Anyways, well, that was good for the Sonic Nintendo podcast.
Yeah, that was your post show.
There you go.
Thank you everybody for watching Bricks and Bits episode 69, our nicest episode yet, and we will catch you all next week with our guest Brixie. So goodbye everybody. And